was an unlikely thing to do. Foolish, really. An accountant with workaholic tendencies and an ironclad hyper-responsibility clause in my contract with life, I'd spent 30 years in one office or another, managing finances and administration for both my own company and those of my clients. 30 years of pressure and stress, 30 years of fluorescent lights and rarely seeing the light of day, 30 years of balance sheets and endless columns of numbers, until one day I said, enough. And what happened next seems a dream to me now. Rather than spending endless days in an office processing paper and managing details, I spent brief golden days on an old New England farm, acting as a docent, often in historical dress, and serving as writer-in-residence working on my 9th book. I gave house tours of the 1797 Peabody-Fitch farm, known as Narramissic in South Bridgton, Maine. The farm is in the care of Bridgton Historical Society. It was a gift from the Monroe family, who owned it for a number of years. Margaret Monroe is the one who christened it Narramissic, we're told, a name meaning hard to find. She had searched and searched for a place for her family to recover from a great sadness. It was hard to find, but when she did, it was exactly where it should have been, there at the end of a country lane. My days there were gentle days, filled with pleasant interactions, interspersed with quiet times of chores and writing. I met people from all across the country, each having some tie to Bridgton, either strong or tenuous. And from each person I gained new information or insights while providing my own for them. So many conversations about history and humanity and philosophy, from young children to old folks and everyone in between. We shared stories in a moment of shared history, a brief intersection on a road unexpectedly shared between pilgrims on the journey. Far more unexpected for me was a very personal intersection of two lives, a Narramissic love story 3 years in the making. In the quiet house, the end of the lane with the purple mountains etched against the sky, and in the peaceful grove of the granite quarry, love slipped quietly in, transforming two lives. For me, my time at Narramissic gave me a chance to connect with myself, to take deep breaths of farm fresh air, to dream in a wicker chair on the porch as I gazed at the ever-changing and always perfect view, and a rare chance to quietly ponder the future, to watch groundhogs, deer, porcupines, families of turkeys, to watch thermal vortexes lift and swirl loose hay in a field, and to dream deeply in the quietude of the country. That summer is, to me, looking back, a halcyon time when the rough waves of day-to-day living were calmed, allowing time for the full sweetness of life to be delivered in full abundant measure. As I sat on the porch on my last day as a docent, I did not want those precious days to end, and yet I knew they must. To gain the full measure of abundance from that time, it had to end. It is the way of all things. In looking back now, I see the mountains in their glory bathed in golden light, and I know now in looking back down the dusty country lane how those halcyon days led to all the goodness and wonder that came to be in the time beyond. When it came time to leave the farm, to walk down whatever path lay before me, I left feeling calmer, more grounded, and no longer a lonely pilgrim on the road. Narramissic is etched beautifully across my soul and woven deep into the timeless love story that lights my life. I came to a place called Narramissic, a place called hard to find. And in its peaceful solitude, I found my soul, my future, and a love story that proved the most beautiful things in life, for me, weren't to be found in the rush of everyday life. They could only be found in a place that was hard to find, but right where it should have been, there at the end of a country lane. And later on, I married my own hard to find on the porch at Narramissic. I'll see you again soon, somewhere in time.